I judge a song if it's good or bad, or like any piece of art, if it's good or bad by like if it's like authentic or not. Like if you know what I mean? Like if I can tell that it's like unique to that person, whether it's like a painting or a song or whatever, if it's unique and it's like them, then it's automatically good. And then from there, it's just like taste, like just other people's tastes and stuff.
Welcome back to the Creative Hills podcast, everybody. Today, joining with me here today, I have this amazing guest over here.
Hello.
Amazing artist extraordinaire, Verona. Or
Yep.
I am Verona, as I've seen you post a few times.
Yep. Verona here. What's up, dude?
Verona, how's everything going, man?
Good, man. Good. Yeah. Just freaking had a chill day. Freaking made a couple demos and stuff, and that was it. Yeah.
How often are you making music right now?
Probably like 3 tracks a week, and then usually it's like one's for me and like 2's for other people.
So you'd say you definitely consider yourself more of a songwriter or more of someone who does it on your own, or more ideally you want to work on yourself, but are you trying to secure the bag just writing for other people or what?
Yeah, I think it's just good to write with other people, just because it like opens your mind to like how other people would write songs, and they'll give you ideas that you wouldn't have thought of before. But usually it's just you're trying to make a good song, and so it's good practice anyway. And then, then you might decide that, oh, it's better for you or it's better for me. And so that's how like most of my songs came about, is from like deciding that this would be like, this feels like personal to me, so I'm gonna use this one.
I feel that, man. So how long have you been in LA for now?
I spent like, since I graduated high school, like, what is it, like 4 years ago, or three or 4 years ago. I like went back and forth here quite a bit, but I moved down here like probably like a year ago exactly. Yeah. So yeah, just like a year now total, but I probably spent like 2 years here.
And so where were you at before moving here?
I'm from Washington State, so I was just there for, well, actually, I mean, I spent like 18 years of my life in Washington, and then I spent like a year and a half in the UK, and then the rest of the time has been in LA. Yeah.
Dang, awesome. So obviously, like, my guess is the biggest reason you probably came out here was for music, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this is where it is to.
This is where you have to be for that.
To be working with people, that care about it.
Exactly. And so immediately, like, now you've been here for some time now, so you got used to the whole culture and everything out here. But do you still remember that feeling of when you first initially arrived here and everything that came with that, of being in a new city, being in a new place? LA is like, and I'm guessing Washington State, there was like access to a few things, but it wasn't like here with everybody being somebody in every corner,
Yeah, I remember the first time I went to LA, like right after high school. I went there to join like the first band I was in, and at the time I wasn't even really thinking about it. I was like, just I just felt like I was just doing this thing, and I wasn't really thinking about like my future or anything like that. I just got in contact with these people that wanted to like do a band, and it was cooler. I was more thrilled about it than whatever I was going to do after high school in Washington. So
yeah, during those band days, like, were you always a singer as well in that band, or were you just like a guitar player? Or
yeah, I just mainly, all I knew how to do at the time when I first started was just guitar. And then over time, then I would write songs with the other band members or other writers. And then as I was in the band, we would need harmonies or whatever. And so I started having to like write or to sing. And then I just started enjoying singing it, just the whole process of like creating like, a song. So,
yeah. So around what year do you think it started off with you saying, oh, I could actually make my own music, I could actually be the singer for these kind of things?
That was probably when I first just bought Logic. Like that's when I first I was like, all right, look, I have so much so much shit in my head, and like now I can finally like arrange it how it is and like get it all down, because before I would have to be like other people would do it, like, or I'd have to approve it with other band members or something, and you know, we'd all have to agree, and I don't know, it just wasn't full control. And so when I had full control, I was like, yeah, this is possible, and I'm just gonna, this is like the journey now. So
Yeah, it definitely makes a big difference of being able to work whenever you want and however you're feeling, and you don't necessarily have to have other people's input. It makes a huge difference, and it allows you to grow and find yourself at the same time, you know?
yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, I actually probably grew the most during this whole COVID thing, for sure. I mean, because I used to have excuses and stuff. Like I'd be like, well, you know, I have these things to do, and
I don't have time.
yeah, and so yeah, it just opened it up for like a bunch of like Zoom sessions with other writers, and just being alone with instruments and Logic and everything, and so
It gave you time to double down and just focus on the craft.
yeah, pretty much, yeah. So it was good. It was good for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you say you've always been a good singer, or like
No.
up until how long were you like, okay, like I could actually I could actually pull this off?
I'm still like not. I don't think I'm a good singer at all. Still, I just think that I'm good enough to like get the image across, or like the vision across. But I think that there's people that could perform the songs that I'm writing better than I can vocally. But I mean, you could say that about any song. Like freaking Beyonce could sing any song better than most people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still don't think I'm like a great singer. But
Got you. Do you do vocal lessons, or do you practice? Do you mess around?
I did vocal lessons in high school, and for like 2 weeks, and then I just hated it because he's like teaching me how to breathe, and I'm like, I already know how to breathe.
You obviously got to spend some time pre-COVID here in LA. How has everything changed for you during this time?
Man, I learned how to cook. That was good. I learned how to cook. Like I went out and got smoked salmon for the first time.
Okay.
I hadn't had that since I was like 7 years old, and I had it again. I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. That's not really cooking. I just bought that and ate it. But I have learned how to cook for sure. I have like 3 solid meals that I can make now. So
You started cooking. You're like, one day you're just bored and you're like, what do I do today? You're like, I'm kind of hungry. I mean,
yeah. Well, because before it was like, if I was at a session, it would just be like write for like show up at 11, meet these writers, and then write for like 3 hours, and then go get Chipotle. It was always like Chipotle, and then freaking write until like midnight, and then leave, and then do it again with new people the next day.
Chipotle over and over and over.
Yeah,
Studio life.
probably. Yeah, there was a lot of weeks where it was just like 3 Chipotles in a week or something like that. So
If it's not Chipotle, what else are you having?
Just breakfast, like just cereal or oatmeal or whatever, and then yeah, something unhealthy at the end of the day.
Something unhealthy.
Yeah. But yeah, now I feel healthier. You know, I'm eating good, man.
As someone that's from Washington, you moving out here, what would you say your favorite burger place is if you had to choose?
Man, there's like one famous one in Seattle that was really good. I think it was like literally called like Dick's. I think it's like Dick's.
Dick's?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's like shaped like a cone or something. I don't know. People from Seattle would know what I'm talking about, but
out here, out of all the places here, In-N-Out, Five Guys.
Man, I don't even think I've really like given either a chance. Like, I've given Five Guys a chance. I'm gonna go with Five Guys.
Five Guys.
Yeah.
Five Guys for the win.
Yeah.
That's dope. And so out here this year, you're working on music. You just released a video, maybe like what, like 6 months ago,
Yeah.
which was your debut single.
Yeah. It was Spaceship. Yeah, that was just like a fun like dance thing. I just wanted to like get something out and learn how it is to release something and just do it all myself. And that's what that was for. So I feel like that was more of like a learning thing, and just like my confidence just went from like there to like here now. And like this year I'm trying to put out like 7 singles or 3 singles in an EP or something, you know? So,
Trying to show a little bit more of what you can do to the world.
yeah. I'm just trying to just grow it and you know, get just like build this thing that's in my head, you know?
Yeah. I like the idea for Spaceship and how you had like the whole tinfoil car and everything. What was it like for you shooting that video that day? What was that experience like for you?
We didn't like scout any locations or anything like that. I just asked my friends if they wanted to like cover my car in tinfoil and pretend it was a spaceship and like find a fun road. So we found this cool road, and it just took like a half hour. It was like super hot, and so like the tinfoil was like reflecting and making us all just like get sunburnt and stuff. And but it was fun. It was fun because there would be people driving by that would be like, "Why is this car covered in tinfoil?" And it was just a fun time. Yeah.
Did it take a while to get all of it off?
It was pretty quick to just rip it all off, but I still have the tinfoil in my trunk. Like I haven't like got rid of it. I don't know if I need to recycle it or what. I don't know if you recycle foil. I don't know.
I honestly don't know the protocol for that, but
I feel like it is recyclable, you know what I'm saying?
Recyclable, yeah. No, yeah, definitely. I feel like it might be. As far as your career and where you're going now, like you said you want to do an EP. Can we talk about a little bit about your older music with your band and stuff? Was any of that taken pretty seriously, or was all that still in your developing stage where you were still kind of going with the flow, or did you see success early on in the early bands as well?
Well, I would say that I was in like a high school band, and then there was like 2, like I would say like real bands after that. And the first one was less of what you're talking about. Like the first one, it was more like, it was called Over Atlantic, and it was like a more boy band type thing. So I was with like 4 other dudes, and we all just like, you know, really cared about our hair and stuff. And we like 2 of them were from England and one was from Sweden, and then me and this other dude were from the US, and we just lived over in the UK and like did shows there.
Is that what ended up taking you out there?
Yeah. So we all just lived over there and just did shows and wrote and stuff. And but we wrote a lot of good songs as time went on, but the music that's out is like, it's good, but I just don't think we knew how to like, you know, do what we wanted to do at that time. And then, so after that band, then it kind of progressed into like a more mature, like fleshed out band. And that was called Royals. And and that was mostly out here in LA. And so and Royals is still like a thing. It's still going, but it's just nothing's going on right now. Like we're just we're doing our own thing. I think it was kind of part of COVID as well. So
got you. But you guys are planning on doing something with that as well.
Yeah, I mean, like if we can do something again, then we definitely will. But until then, I'm just doing my own thing, you know.
At the end of the day, that's the only thing you can control, just what you do for yourself, right?
Yeah.
So being a musician and everything, being someone with some good hair over here, like how's your love life been out here in LA?
It's been great. I've had an awesome girlfriend this whole time, and she's awesome. She lives down the road, so yeah. It's great right now. Valentine's Day yesterday, it was solid. We went on a cool hike. We watched a couple good movies. she made really good food, and it was good. Yeah, things are going smooth in that world.
That's great. Like, as far as that, like, does she understand completely of everything going on with you? Does she kind of get it? Does she not get it? Like, how has everything been for you with that? Because I have a lot of other musician friends that when it comes to that, it can be hard at times. First of all, sometimes the artist doesn't even want to let other people know that they have a girlfriend. And second of all, it's just like a lot of times everybody's sliding in their DMs. Like, I'm pretty sure you have girls sliding your DMs, and it's just like,
yeah, I mean, I don't know, but freaking, she understands stuff for sure. I mean, like, she's like pretty creative herself. So, and just from being with me, like, she's just learned how, like say I've did a session that day, like, it probably takes me like an hour or so to kind of get back into like normal life and like quit thinking about things and like metaphors and like chords and shit, and like, or hear something, I'll be like, that's a cool beat. Or like if I, she'll kind of wait an hour or something like that for me to kind of get back into the normal world. So she gets it for sure. She's really, she's supportive, and like my family's supportive of it. Like, got a lot of like creative friends, and I've met a lot of good friends through writing and stuff. So I think there's no part of my life that's like holding me back, I think, from other people.
that's good, because I know a lot of times like certain things get in the way, or it's hard sometimes of not being so busy, focused like in the studio all day, and then all of a sudden someone calls you, or you can't answer, or you're just busy doing something, and it's just like that can take a toll on people, and even like yourself or your mental health. All of a sudden you start seeing like friends can get jealous and stuff like that. It's like people.
Yeah. I haven't really. I think I've been like doing this kind of thing for like long enough that the people that would have gotten annoyed or jealous or something, like, I don't really talk to them anymore. It's kind of just been like the true friends have just, they're the last one standing. You know what I mean? So that's all the people that are in my life right now. Yeah. So,
and that it takes a while for you to get there. Like, it originally during that whole transition, like, what was that like of the whole transition of people coming and going? Like, now you're pretty used to it, I'm guessing, but back then, like, was that tough for you?
No, I never really got like affected by it. I kind of thought it was like funny. Like, I don't know. And it's not like I was some famous guy or something like that, but my city that I'm from in Washington wasn't that, like, it's not like a huge city. And so, people would hear that, like, about what I'm trying to do, or that I went to LA and was in like a boy band or in a band or doing my own thing. And, and so if I did go back home for whatever, people would be kind of like just saying like, just obviously not knowing what the heck I've been doing. And like, they're just, you know what I'm talking about. Like,
haters will hate.
Yeah. Or just freaking people will be awkward. I don't know. Like,
or are they even like, not necessarily awkward, but I mean more of like, they'll try to be your best friend, or all of a sudden they try to show up out of nowhere. They're like, hey, you remember me?
Yeah. Specifically, honestly, this is probably one of the only times that I noticed it, but there was like a dude growing up where I'm from that was always like, he was always like too cool for anybody, and like super, I don't know, he was always too cool for people. And he was like the cool guy in school or whatever, in high school. And then I started doing my own stuff. And one time, I think the big thing that happened was one time my like local news station like talked about me, which was funny. That was a cool moment. But I think a lot of like people saw that or like talked about it or something. And then I was in a coffee shop back home, and he was there, and he like went up to me and acted like he like knew me or whatever. And he
tried to dap you up like, hey.
Yeah. And it's not like and it's not like that's all he did. I mean, I think in the conversation that he had with me, like then I think he said something like freaking shout me out or whatever. I don't know what he said, but it was like some kind of like request like that. You know? So
it's just
that was just weird.
Yeah, it's just like overstepping. First of all, it's like
I was like freaking take me to dinner first or something.
Yeah, I feel that. Right now, it's a great time to be an artist, I think, because you're able to do so much from the comfort of your home, from the comfort of studios. Like everything's so accessible now. And like you said, like getting Logic helped you a lot throughout this journey. Like what are some tips that you'd have for up and coming artists watching right now, like that are maybe just starting out, getting into music? What kind of advice would you give for them?
I feel like, I mean, I'm still learning stuff every day, but I feel like I feel like it's super easy to be thinking about what people want to hear or like what's cool right now or something. But I think, and I feel like people have really good like radars of like if this is like real or not, if it's like authentic or not. And like, cause I know if I hear a song, like I judge a song if it's good or bad, or like any piece of art, if it's good or bad by like if it's like authentic or not. Like if you know what I mean? Like if I can tell that it's like unique to that person, whether it's like a painting or a song or whatever, if it's unique and it's like them, then it's automatically good. And then from there, it's just like taste, like just other people's tastes and stuff. But if it's like just like a bullshit song and like, or, something that they don't care about and they're just putting it out because hopefully it'll make them money or whatever, like people can tell. And that's when I think a song is bad or like some kind of art is bad.
Have you ever felt the pressure of seeing all that going on and just being like, let me just write what, I guess, like you said, quote unquote, like a song that other people will like, but that not necessarily you'll like. Have you ever felt that pressure of being like, let me just take the easy route? Or what has kept you from doing that?
I mean, I've tried to like, there's been times where I like went that way, but I never put anything out like that because it didn't feel like good. And I think it's because that's just how I think of it is like, it's not good. It's like not like me or whatever,
It doesn't resonate with you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. Yeah. I think people can tell. So
yeah. And I feel like it would suck to be on a stage performing over and over a song that you don't even believe in,
Yeah, totally. So
as far as live concerts, are you excited for, I guess technically it's kind of hard to be excited about it right now, but eventually down the line, like, is that something you're really looking forward to?
Yeah, I'd love to see how it goes, like how bad I'll screw it up the first time. I mean, because I've always done shows just like with other people. And I think I'd want to have, people playing with me. I don't know. I haven't even thought that far ahead. Yeah. I'm just trying to freaking make good music. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm excited about it. I've always been like I've always enjoyed the performing like just as much as the creating, I guess. I'd say maybe it's like 55%, 45%. I think the extra 5% goes to the creating, honestly. And then the 45 is the performing. But that might change when it's just me. I don't know. So,
yeah. And so for now, you're pretty much doing a lot of covers, or not covers, but a lot of you playing loops and playing guitar and making a lot of dope content for IG. I think the biggest thing is just like that I give you props for is just starting. I feel like there's so many people that are out there that could do something like that, but don't. At the end of the day, they don't. And that's something that I think you managed to do. You managed to grow somewhat of a following throughout posting videos and, like you said, putting out your debut single and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think, I think like that's the thing is like, how do I put it? Like there's yeah, how you said like how I'm just, you know, making it happen, or I started doing it. And I feel like for a while, I feel like a lot of this mentality happens to a lot of people where there can be people that are so good at something, or super talented, and then it's almost like that they know they're talented, and so like they feel like they don't have to try in all the other areas. But like there's people that are way less talented than you are, but they try way harder than you do, and they're gonna go farther because they're just like they you know, they're doing it. And I don't know. I mean, I think it's just better to like do it, even if you screw it up. I think it's better to just go for it, you know, instead of questioning it your whole life, you know. So
That's true. It's better to go with the way I see it. It's better to go with oh well than what if.
dude, yeah, that's great.
All right, Verona. The year is 2025. Where do you see yourself in 2025?
Man, I see it as like freaking doing shows, writing with cool ass writers, and I'm just way better at what I'm doing now. And like I want the Verona like family, the fan base or whatever. I want it to like double and then triple and then quadruple. And yeah, I mean, I've got a year-long plan. I don't have a 5-year. I do it every year. I come up with a plan every year. So, I mean, the 5 year is a little more hazy, but that's what I see right now, you know.
Are you big into planning, or are you more of like a let's see where things go, or is it really like this is what I'm planning, this is what I'm aiming for, let's go get this done?
I really like, maybe I don't like planning, but I really like goal setting. I think that's better because I don't know. I feel like if I made a fleshed out plan, then it's always going to change and get screwed up. So I think the goal setting is better, and like then kind of splitting it into smaller sub goals and stuff. I think that's a really good thing to do. Not even about music, but just anything that anybody wants to do. I think that's good. And yeah, dude, honestly, I'm like, I get pretty crazy with the goal setting. Actually, I like every year I do like my, I like follow this like prompt online. It sounds weird, but like I just found this prompt and I just fill it out every year, and it takes like freaking like 3 days to like do the whole thing.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I like split up like I like come up with like the 8 most important goals, and then I like prioritize them, and then I like come up with the strategy on like how you're gonna get to that goal, and like what are the obstacles that are gonna get in your way and stuff like that. So
based off of that, I feel like you're very into self-improvement and all that, and even like you're recommending a book earlier. And so how important is it for you to improve yourself, whether it's through books, through media, through listening to other musicians? Like how important is it for you to receive a lot of input from other sources and inspiration?
I think it's really important. I think it's important to like take outside information or outside advice, but I think it is just as important to like actually just check in with yourself. And I'm not saying like get a journal and freaking, you know, write like I was sad today, but like, you know, be like, if I was sad today, like what made me sad? Like how can I be like 1% less sad tomorrow? You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's the stuff that's kind of important. And yeah.
Check in with yourself. Like I feel like a lot of times we don't have these conversations with ourselves, and it's very important to grow as people and not be in denial or accept whatever is around us, you know?
Yeah. So
for you, when writing all your music and all your songs, like, do you feel like most of it is based off of current? Like, do you immediately live out an experience, you're like, oh, this is a lyric right here. Like, oh, she just said that. This is a lyric right here. Is it more of like you digging into the past and being like, oh, I'm remembering these things from such and such dates and kind of bringing it back into the present moment?
I think it's just random. I mean, for example, like I'm putting out a single next month, and the whole concept of that song, I took my plants into my indoor plants. I took them into my shower just to for them to get humidity or whatever, and I just feel like it's good for the plants. But I took them into the shower, and then I was in the shower, and I went, I take my plants into the shower, and then a song came from that, and I'm gonna put that out next month. So
Is that title of the song?
I haven't posted that or anything. So
Nice. You heard it here first.
yeah.
So what's the exact song title for that?
The title is "I Take My Plants in the Shower."
Fire.
Yeah. So
Fire. I like that. I like all this new music that's emerging, especially within the indie pop. I feel like indie pop in its own realm right now, I like the way it allowed artists to be creative and be so free of under the indie pop genre right now, or the subgenre right now. You hear the randomest titles and the randomest anything. Like, you could literally make a song about anything, and I think that's a beautiful thing of just diving into these new territories that I feel like you wouldn't be able to do as much before. And now there's an audience for it. Like, bedroom pop is emerging and growing crazy.
yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, and the okay. So people talk about how creepy it is that there's ads that are personalized for you, and maybe that's a little creepy, but I love the personalized playlists and stuff, like the algorithmic playlists. Those are great. I find a lot of good music through the Spotify, for you playlists and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's dope. So what can we expect from you aside from that single for the rest of the year? What do you want to happen for you within the next year?
I'm just trying to put out a bunch of music. I'm putting out a single next month, and then freaking next month and next month and I want to do maybe 7 singles this year or something like that. Yeah, probably 7, 8 or.
If you weren't doing music, what do you think you'd be doing?
Freaking being homeless or something, just being annoying to people. I don't know. I really don't know. I would probably be honestly, I would be like a barista for a little bit, and then I would go insane, and then I would end up in a freaking van, in a weird state, climbing mountains with people that are on drugs or something. I don't even know.
Amazing.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Shout out to all the baristas on that journey right now. Shout out to you. We see you. Is acting ever a thing that has been in your head?
Dude, no. I did back when I was in that boy band, we did because we were talking with Disney and stuff, Radio Disney, and they're cool, but they suggested that we audition for a Disney show. And so all 5 of us, we auditioned separately, and I think 4 of us, they were just the most terrible auditions ever. One dude is Swedish, and so he can't even do an English like a normal accent or American accent, and so that probably went terribly. Mine went terribly, dude. Yeah,
You said no.
Yeah. I can't act at all. I can't lie easily. I can't do any of that. So.
Said you can only be real.
Yeah, yep, that's me. Yeah.
Well, honestly, bro, I appreciate you taking time to be here. For everyone watching, do you have any last messages for everyone watching?
I mean, expect a single, early March, and expect more singles later in the year. You can find me at on all of it, Instagram, Twitter. It's just Verona Songs, Verona Songs. Yeah,
Verna Songs. All right, guys, make sure if you guys like this, go ahead and like this video, and go ahead and subscribe to Verona over here. Go peep all his stuff. Go stalk him. No, don't do that. But no, thank you guys for watching, and till next time. Peace.